Hello, my name's Carmen, and there's some important retrogrades going on, so I thought I would come on and talk about them. So first we have Saturn in retrograde in Aries. Saturn went retrograde recently, and it will go direct in November in Pisces, so it's going to retrograde all the way back into Pisces. And then Neptune is retrograde conjunct Saturn, and it went retrograde recently, and it too will go direct in Pisces. And this is significant because the Saturn is a taskmaster, and so it's testing our vibration. And so from an energetic standpoint, our motivation, our intentions, it's fire, and not necessarily physical, the flame, the actual light codes. And so what are we aligning with? What frequency? And so if we look at the light comes in a ray, and we have the visible light, but all the rest of this light in the higher energy and in the lower energy, this non-physical light still exists, and the frequency. So depending on, we have free will, right? So we get, the light comes to us, we get an idea, a spark, and where are we aligning? In the lower energies or in the higher energies? And this is where Saturn is going to be, perhaps we're getting triggered in some areas, our reactions are being tested. And as Saturn moves back into Pisces, being a water molecule and containing the fire, the earth, and the air, we're going to really feel that pressure, especially as it passes into the 29th degree. And we're really going to feel that. And then it's going to come back in, going direct, and we're going to sort of, again, be tested for our reactions. How are we being triggered? What frequency is triggering us? And so that is Saturn, and that's really important because, again, that's the first house in Aries. So then the energy, we keep going with that. And then Neptune, and Neptune again is all behind the veil, right? Those non-physical energies. It does very well in Pisces, being the same energy. And so we're getting all these ideas into action, or being activated, right? Neptune actually is very motivated by the fire energy, the Aries energy, right? So as it retrogrades back into Pisces, what are we dissolving? Like, how motivated are we? Are we still on point? So, and again, with Saturn there, right? And so this is a bit of could be an initiation. It depends. We're all going through this, but it depends. Somebody may have like Mars or Venus here or something, right? So it depends on your unique path. So that's Saturn and Neptune. And then Pluto. So we have Pluto at 2 degrees retrograde. And it's going to stay in Aquarius. And so these are frequency. So again, so Pluto, energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transmuted. So Pluto is kind of like the composter. So we're going to have these energies, and we have to witness them. We have to change perhaps our mindset, perhaps like our navigation, now Uranus with Sedna, not retrograde, but this is a wonderful trine. Uranus is gas and electric planet. So it's really going to help. It does very well in these higher. So it's really going to help us, especially in Gemini, right? So the ego and the soul being the twins, being the twins. So it's really going to help us to choose, right? Sedna being the goddess of wisdom, ancient wisdom, knowledge. So this is really going to help us to move into the hear, see, feel, know those higher frequencies, a better intuitive guidance system. And so as we're trusting ourselves or what's coming to us, our soul, again, guidance system, and then Pluto here, we're going to help. And as we turn to that guidance system, the envisionary Uranus, that brilliance, right? We're going to have that higher wisdom, higher knowledge, that higher guidance system that's going to help us navigate whatever sort of situations that are arising, because it's all in aspect to each other. So that's a wonderful trine to have. And then retrograde, we have Haumea. And Haumea is the Hawaiian goddess of fertility. And where Hawaii is now was once the land of Lemuria and the Manu people. Very fifth dimensional consciousness, very high vibration. They lived in unity with Mother Gaia, Mother Earth. And so this higher wisdom, higher knowledge is coming in, right? These are the frequencies. Saturn's like on the lookout, right? Like, are we aligning with these frequencies? And then, of course, the same with Sedna and Uranus, that wisdom. And then Hecatite being in conjunction here in Scorpio. So again, that transmutive, like, are we in our power? Are we magnetizing to ourselves the intuitive abilities, our perceptions of what's going on? And then there's a square here, of course, with Pluto. So again, the energy, we have to see it, to witness it, to transmute it. And so that's coming up to do just that. Okay, so we talked about the astrology. Now, so we have the masculine air with the masculine fire, and then water. Water is a molecule, so it expresses the parts. And so the fire, the earth, and the air create combustion. So water contains the whole. So that's why water signs are very perceptive. And Scorpio has a full house right now. So there's a lot of abilities when we have that frequency, right? When we're operating out of those higher frequencies, then the abilities come, the power comes. And Hecatite, goddess of witchcraft, magic. So we're in the age of Aquarius. This is resurrection energies. And so we have to know that we can handle the higher frequencies and the gifts and abilities that come with that. And so as we're doing this and in these energies and opening up to the higher frequencies, then the gifts and abilities, however you may be blessed with those, we all have our unique abilities. Okay, so talked about the masculine and feminine energies and the non-physical, right? So fire, non-physical, the air, the space, we're giving ourselves the space to be in those higher frequencies with intention. And of course, we have free will. So it's our awareness and our conscious intention to operate out of the higher frequencies and to trust how it comes through us. Chiron's going to be retrograde at the end of the month, going direct in January. And so by aligning with these energies that are what's coming up in our own personal realities and transmuting those energies, everyone plays a role. It serves a greater purpose. And so by looking at them and making these changes and coming into our power now, then when Chiron goes direct, we definitely we'll be cutting those timelines. Perhaps there was one where you would have been really triggered, but now you've done the work now, so then it won't show up. Okay, so the nature of God, of course, it's a vibration, it's frequency, and so as we're going within and choosing consciously to align and honor, our spiritual gifts, however Spirit speaks to us, and then we can sort of manifest the reality. Okay, so I pulled some cards, and we were talking about the light, going within and tuning in to our heart chakra, it could be our throat chakra, and just working with our light. This friendship card is really interesting because they're playing above the ground. There's a little park, and then they're also playing below, underneath. And so this really speaks to the Scorpion energy, going within, honoring ourselves, like the wholeness, especially with the Justice card that came in, the reflection, the going within and just owning the wholeness, feeling, embracing, acknowledging the totality of who we are, where there's so much more to us than just what we see. The non-physical energies play a huge part of our experiences. So trust, right? Trusting within us, how we are, who we are. Pisces. Okay, so Pisces, Magician, Third Eye, even the Violet Flame, even the Wheel. We can sort of see what's going on. Even so, at the time that this chart, the moon was in a trine with Hecate and Haumea, and as the moon passes in Pisces, right, it's going to meet up with Kali, the North Node, and then, oh, this was actually a trine. The wrong color. It's actually a trine. Okay, so then we're going to have this beautiful trine here with the sun. And so the moon's going to meet up because the moon goes faster. So at some point, the moon's going to trine the sun in Cancer. But it will have had the trine with Hecate and Haumea, and then it'll bring that energy, meet up with Kali and the North Node, and then meet up the sun. And so again, the sun's going through Cancer, the very foundation. We can be brain dead, but we can't be heart dead. And so the water, the river of life, the nutrients, it all flows from the heart. And so the love for self, the love, appreciation for our higher power, our spiritual, whatever sort of comes to us, through us, just from a space of love. And again, the power with Hecate and Kali, it's all about embracing your cosmic essence, your divine birthright, your guides, however you see you. So yeah, these retrogrades are important right now. And yeah, so this is so again, so there's a lot going on in Pisces, and then we're honoring our inner magician. So we all have some sort of abilities, our third eye, our perceptions going beyond the veil. And then, of course, the spiritual tools, Saint Germain's The Violet Flame, transmuting whatever comes up. It's just to process the energy. So tune into the energy, transmute it, change your timeline, raise your vibration, heal timelines. I am guided by the cycles of love and in complete harmony with them. So, yeah, so this is it. Any questions, feel free. My name's Carmen. I do astrology, tarot, coaching, and you can contact me, conscious_galactic outlook. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and I wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye.